Hey, what's going on, Swaggy Swan family? Thanks for tuning in. This is an updated bath time routine featuring this new tub you see here versus her old luxury spa tub. We still use the luxury spa tub, but I just wanted to show you what the bath time routine is with this flower blooming bathtub here. Since Savannah's now a little bit older, this is her updated hair care and bath time routine. This is what it looks like out of the box. If I had to describe what this feels like, it feels very plush and soft, and I think that's the whole purpose. It makes babies super comfortable, and if they're super comfortable during bath time, it makes things a lot easier. So basically, it fits in any size sink generally. So I go ahead and I put it inside our sink, which is rather large, and I start to fill it up with warm water. And I go ahead and I add her lavender and chamomile bedtime bath soap. I still use that because I do believe it does help with calming her. As it suggests here, it's a calming baby bath. And it works really well, so I would recommend getting that. Same shampoo, which is Shea Moisture shampoo for babies. I use her bath sponge, and I use a rag as well to get in crevices that may be missed by the sponge. So once I've filled the water up, and I also have my needed essentials, especially I still use her pink cup to rinse her hair out after washing it. I go ahead and I get her in there, and I keep the water running the whole time because I don't want it temperature to be lost in the flower bath. But I go ahead and I wet her a little bit with that so she's used to the temperature, and I start her routine. I actually use a lot of the lavender and chamomile baby soap because, first of all, I love the way it smells. It makes her smell amazing. And also, I just want my baby to be super, super clean. So some people may say less is more with bath soap, but I don't see how it's harming. I use as much as needed, and I make sure I get her super clean, especially because babies this age, they do tend to spit up a lot, and especially under the neck area and the back of her hair, since it is getting longer, the spit up travels back there, even with a bib. So I just really like to use a lot of the soap. I go ahead and I begin washing her hair. So again, I'm using the Shea Moisture baby shampoo that I showed at the beginning of the video. I still use that because it still works well with her hair. It's very important to pay attention to the shampoo you're putting in your child's hair. If it does not agree with it, or it looks like it's drying it out, or it's just, you can tell a difference in their hair that's not good, I suggest stop using it and try something else. Another great thing about the blooming bath is that it makes her so comfortable. I noticed the difference between that and the luxury spa. She's just absolutely relaxed, and it makes it easier to wash her hair. And as you can see here, she's not crying. She's super comfortable. It's almost just like a plush lounger for them. So anyway, I move on to the next part, and I start to rinse the shampoo out of her hair. I do not use conditioner in Savannah's hair. I don't think it's necessary for babies at this stage. So I simply still use shampoo. As for using a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in her hair like I did in the last routine video, the frequency of when I do that is now about once a month. And also, because she's so comfortable and relaxed at bath time now, I don't always have to use that head guard that I did that gets water out of her face, because she has great head control as she's getting older, and I can just tilt her head back and wash it out, as you saw. So I take her out of her bath and I begin the next phase of her routine here. You can already tell by her eyes she's beginning to get sleepy, which is why having a bath time routine is super important to the bath time regimen. I go ahead and I get her baby oil ready for her little massage. I do this every time. Just massage her legs. I make sure I get the rest of her body, and I do believe this adds to calming her down. I'm sure it feels good getting massaged. And then I just transition into adding some baby lotion. The baby lotion I'm using also has the lavender and chamomile in it, and it's recommended and supposedly clinically proven to help with bath time routines. So I imagine this helps to get her sleepy as well. I add a little bit of powder on her chest and in her diaper, and she's pretty much good to go. I also wipe out her mouth, which is something that you should get in the habit of doing for babies, just cleaning their tongue. I mean, they're people too, and as much as you take care of your tongue, you should take care of theirs. So I always wipe out her mouth. Also, I go ahead and I begin drying her hair. So it still takes me a long time to dry Savannah's hair because it is so thick. So I dedicate about 20 minutes at this point to get it nice and dry, 20 to 30 minutes. And meanwhile, I would have had a bottle ready for her. This really, really helps. She gets her nice warm bottle, and it really sets the tone for her drifting off to sleep. So about midway of drying her hair, I'll give her the bottle. She's going to start to get super sleepy, and after pretty much she has fallen asleep, I can continue drying her hair. So here I'm just drying in a circular pattern, and I still only use a terry cloth towel to dry her hair. That's very important. So if you're able to get a terry cloth towel, which is what you see pictured here, that type of material, I would recommend it. It dries very well, and it doesn't strip the hair. It's not too rough on the hair, and it just works pretty good, especially if you have a child who has a thick full head of hair like Savannah. As for adding Jamaican black castor oil, which has been a focal point of a lot of my videos in regards to Savannah's hair, I get a lot of questions about it. As you can see here, I monitor her hair and her scalp to make sure that there's not any drying or excessive flakes or anything like that. And the reason this is important to do is because you need to assess whether or not the regimen you're using is working for your child. So I pick through her scalp and I kind of just pay close attention to if I see any flaking or drying. That's how I determine these days of how much Jamaican black castor oil I need to add. So as of currently, Savannah is on a regimen where I use the Jamaican black castor oil about once a week. That's good enough. So here her scalp looks fine, so I did not have to use it on this day. But again, I still use 0.3 milliliters of the Jamaican black castor oil throughout her head. And if you need to know how to do that, you can check out my other video that details it. The benefits of it have been proven by research. You can also, I encourage you to Google Jamaican black castor oil and the many benefits to the scalp and how it does help to promote hair growth. Contrary to popular belief, it does, and it helps to moisturize the hair, and there's a lot of other benefits to it. So when people ask me, what do I do? How's her hair so thick? Really and truly what I'm showing you is what I do. But yes, I do still absolutely use Jamaican black castor oil in her hair about once a week, and it has worked out great for her. So I'm just going through and I'm combing out her hair because you still want to get tangles out. You do not want the hair to mat or have any tangles in it that sit. That could be disastrous. As you can see here, her hair is continuing to grow nicely. That goes to show that her hair care regimen works well for her. And this ends pretty much her bath time routine. I put her down because she has fallen asleep and she's out for the night. If you guys have any questions, please leave comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in to the Swaggy Swan family.